we're about to get probably a lot more interesting as we get into the meat of the topics. Joseph Goebbels, Minister of Propaganda. Find him in this picture. This one's easy. And there he is. He's Roy Disney. This is Walt Disney's brother. Now, point out something to you. Walt Disney, we're going to see in a little bit who he played, which I've revealed already, but he's crouching at the knees to make himself look shorter than his brother Roy. He is not shorter than Roy. He is taller. They have this thing over his knees. He is taller, because we're going to see in a minute that Walt Disney was playing Adolf Hitler, Roy Disney was playing Joseph Goebbels. And here's Goebbels here, and you can see the resemblance. Doesn't look like they put on any makeup on this guy. And here with the stupid Heil Hitler face grin. And here's where we're going to get very, very interesting. So again,
how far down the rabbit hole do you want to go? Because I'm going to take you there. Technical liquor video. Co-45 malt liquor.
Disney, Joseph Goebbels, and you can see the prosthetic placed on, this will be turn out to be Walt Disney in a minute, we'll see, on his nose. And the reason this becomes so difficult to understand is that it's easier to believe that this man is purely evil, that that's the heart and soul of this man, than it is to believe that this man, Walt Disney, can betray you like this. Guy, you know, It's a Small World and Cinderella and all this other stuff, and realize that there are people who will not show Disney films in their home because they're horrible, with witches and cauldrons and all sorts of evil. And again, I'll read this. These will be the most difficult slides because it's much easier to believe in pure evil than it is to acknowledge betrayal by someone you trust. This is the worst evil of all, and what we have here is betrayal. This is the worst of the worst, betrayal. This is the man who played Adolf Hitler, and we look at ear biometrics, and what they do is they take the anatomy of the ear, and there's the helix rim lobule, anti-helix, and there are people who can identify all these areas, and then they run 3 lines through it, and they compare where the lines go through, and then if you take the framework with the lines compared to another ear, if you get a certain number of matches, you have the same person. It's possible you have their twin brother, but as a rule, every ear is different, and no 2 ears are the same. So even if you had twins, I mean, you could find this person's got a little scar tissue over here. It's the same. I believe it's the same ear over here. There's a
Flat Earth. Devil's Tower is a tree stump. Weather warfare.
Scar tissue here. There might be a little scarring over here. So you're going to find blemishes and whatnot on there. This is where I got this from. I had seen once before about the Disney-Hitler connection, that Walt Disney was Adolf Hitler. But I didn't understand it because I think it was presented badly. This is the man who gave this information online to a lot of people, including myself, and he is a genius with facial recognition. He's a true historian, and this is the web address to find his video on the Disney Hitler connection here. It's called The Case for Conspiracy Exposed, and it's part 2A. and he uses this biometrics to compare the ears of Walt Disney with Adolf Hitler, and he finds them to be identical. And you can take a look at the shape of the head, the jaw, and the open mouth, and you're left with a lot of questions. I mean, you know, Walt Disney is a pretty impressive character. He's a genius. He's an artist. He's this. He's that. How is it he's Adolf Hitler? And you can't take it at face value. You have to go figure it out yourself. Well, I've showed a whole bunch of people who are playing Nazis who are Disney employees, but I had to see for myself. I believed that he was correct on this, though my jaw dropped as he showed to me. I had seen him show me enough stuff in his videos to say that this person was this person was this person. But I mean, this is saying Disney is Adolf Hitler, not so easy to accept. And this is just a blown-up version of it. So, but I went to the internet to see if I couldn't find anything to confirm it myself, and I did. So here I find a picture of Adolf Hitler, and here's Walt Disney. I believe this is a picture, I think Mussolini's in here, but apparently Walt Disney had a problem with the left two incisors, and this one, the second incisor here sits under the first incisor and pushes it forward. And it appears here that Adolf Hitler has some kind of problem, though it's a little more difficult to determine. I think they have graded out a little bit, so we look for other pictures. And this one is much more clear. Again, you see the second incisor sitting underneath the first. And here it is on Adolf Hitler. It appears to be the same issue with the incisor sitting underneath on Adolf Hitler. This is the same man. I found this virtually confirmatory. There is a prosthetic on the nose. But in addition, if you're not convinced, based on the biometrics of the ear and the dental records, which appear to be identical, we'll look at the family in a second. I really am not going to go through this in too much detail. I will say this is also Ed Sheeran's work, and is the most brilliant piece of work I've ever seen on anything, anywhere. And it reveals the relationship between Teddy Roosevelt and Teddy Roosevelt's sons, Archie and Kermit Roosevelt. And here we have Adolf Hitler. It's a very complicated slide. I have to leave it in here. But again, it's another slide of betrayal. I advise people to take a careful look at it. I may come back and do a video just on this. Yeah, this is, I'm going to pass over this and move on to the next piece. So again, we're trying to show you the relationship between Walt Disney and Adolf Hitler, the same person. So this is Joseph Goebbels, and this is his wife, Magda Goebbels, and here we see a remarkable resemblance between Joseph Goebbels' wife, Magda, and Roy Disney's wife, Patricia Daly Disney. Notice she dies in 2012, and this is about the time we start looking for these various images, and I doubt she's really dead. This is Magda Goebbels with her two daughters, and it's about to get very interesting. The arrow points at Magda Goebbels' daughter Helga. It's his favorite niece. And who else is she? Remember, this is Roy Disney's daughter, Walt Disney's favorite niece. And this is an entertainment family. You can put it on pause. Alright, you better sit down, and boom, this is Judy Garland. So this is Magda Goebbels
You can put Judy Garland in the mix. Mind blown.
Joseph Goebbels' wife. Joseph Goebbels is the minister of propaganda, and his daughter, Helga, is Judy Garland. You can look at this picture's from tribute to Judy Garland in color. Here she is. And a couple more pictures for you. Here's this is a flipped image of the earlier picture. And again, Walt Disney is crouching down. Here you see Adolf Hitler, who's Walt Disney, is taller than Joseph Goebbels. Joseph Goebbels is Roy Disney. The makeup is abysmal. There is none. This is the same person. Here's Magda Goebbels, who is Patty Disney. Judy Garland. Over here is Helga. And I'll show you these other kids in a second. Alright, so here's Adolf Hitler posing with this little girl. And who's this little girl? You can stop, try and guess, take a look. Alright, this is Shirley Temple. Again, this is a entertainment family. Walt Disney is Adolf Hitler. And this is Shirley Temple, who's going to turn out to be his niece. This is Walt Disney's niece, Roy Disney's daughter. Roy Disney is playing Joseph Goebbels. And you see here, normally Shirley Temple has the classic curly hair, but here's a film she made, and her hair is straight. This is Shirley Temple in a film called Kid in Africa. And here's some other pictures of Shirley Temple, and this is the shushing, which is sort of classic at this point. And though it doesn't pertain to what we're doing, here's a picture of Walt staring at Shirley Temple. Walt Disney's, this is his niece, Shirley Temple.
Carol Burnett is involved too. Mind blown. Waking up the masses. One Walt Liquor video at a time.
Wonder, wonder world, magic fills the air. Wonder, wonder world, it's a wonderific fair. Wild rides and water slides, roller coasters sing. Great delightments, new excitements, all your pets take wing. In wonderful wonder world, happiness is king. In wonder world, fantasies come true. It's a happy world we do. In wonder world, where happiness is king. Wonderful wonder world, magic fills the air. Wonderful wonder world, it's a wonderific fair. Wild rides and water slides, roller coasters sing. Great delightments, new excitements, all your cares take wing.
The world is a stage. The stage is a world of entertainment. None of your fucking phone dwarf. Walt Liquor only, boy.